enter your audio PIN followed by the pound or hash sign. If you do not have a PIN, just press pound or hash. Welcome to the webinar. You have entered as an organizer and may now speak to any other organizers or panelists on the line. When you are ready to begin the presentation, press star 1 to allow all attendees to hear you. This system will notify you once you begin your broadcast.
Okay, Mayor, at 6:30, would you like me to start the broadcast?
Yes, please.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good evening. It's 6:30 on October 18th, 2022. I would like to call this evening's meeting, City Council meeting, to order at 6:30 p.m. First of all, go-to-webinar transcripts of council meetings are available upon request after the council meeting. For real-time transcription, visit your Apple app or Google Play Store and download services such as Live Transcribe or Live Caption. Given the global COVID-19 pandemic, this meeting is being conducted both telephonically and in person. Members of the City Council and staff may be participating either in person or telephonically. The public is encouraged to join the meeting online or by phone at the numbers printed on the agenda, which can be found on the city's website at www.diamondbarca.gov or in person in the main auditorium, AQMD. We've also allowed public comments to be submitted in advance to the city clerk. If any were received, they'll be noted for the record when we get to the public comment period. This meeting is being recorded, and by participating, you're giving your permission to be televised. This meeting will be rebroadcast every Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. and on alternate Tuesdays at 8 p.m. and archived for later viewing at the city's website. We will have the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilmember Lyons, and then please remain standing for the invocation by Cantor Paul Bush from the Temple Beth Israel.
Please stand and face the flag and repeat with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for inviting me once again to participate in council meeting, and I offer this invocation in honor of our Madam Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, our council members, our staff, and my fellow citizens. A prayer for our leaders. The fulfillment of our dreams depends in large measure on the wisdom and courage of our leaders. We pray that our leaders have the wisdom to seek and find solutions to the challenges that we face and the courage to implement them. We pray that they use their powers wisely and well. We pray that our leaders practice compassion, remembering that all human beings are created in the image of God, that each human life is valuable and sacred. We pray that our leaders practice justice, striving for the good of all of the people of our society, and all the people of God's earth. We pray that our leaders recognize the unique opportunity they have been given to make a difference in the world, and that they rise above their backgrounds and their limitations and use that opportunity with wisdom and courage. We pray that our leaders reflect in their policies and decisions the highest ideals of their faith and our nation. We pray that you stand beside them, God, and guide them through the night with a light from above. May your blessings always be with them. Thank you.
Thank you, Cantor Bush. Ms. Santana, would you please call the roll?
Yes, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Lou?
Here.
Councilmember Lyons?
Here.
Councilmember Tai?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Chow?
Here.
Mayor Lo?
I'm here as well. Thank you. Next, we have approval of the agenda. Mr. Fox, are there any changes or additions to tonight's agenda?
There are no changes to the agenda this evening.
Thank you. So the agenda is hereby approved. Item number 1, city manager reports and recommendation. Turning back to you, Mr. Fox, are there any reports?
No additional reports this evening.
Okay. Item number 2 is public comments. I have 2 public speaker cards. The first one is Shelby Gentry. Welcome, Ms. Gentry. Thank you. You know what? Before you start, let me just read the preamble to the public comments. Excuse me, just give me a second. Public comments is the time reserved on each regular meeting agenda to provide an opportunity for members of the public to directly address the council on consent calendar items and other matters of public interest not on the agenda that are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the council. Although the City Council values your comments, pursuant to the Brown Act, members of the City Council or staff may briefly respond to public comments if necessary, but no extended discussion and no action on such matters may take place. There's a 5-minute maximum time limit when addressing the City Council. At this time, the teleconference monitor, at this time, I will call the speaker cards for the in-audience comments, and then the teleconference monitor will ask callers one at a time to give their names and if there's an agenda item on which they wish to speak. My first comment card is from Shelby Gentry. Welcome, Ms. Gentry.
Thank you. It's Shelley Gentry.
Shelley, excuse me.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to my comment. I'm here regarding the Royal Vista Golf Course Housing Project, and I've spoken before to Steve Tai, to Nancy Lyons, and I sent an email to Stan Liu. I understand that the council can't interject into the project being done, but they are planning on putting a public park right behind my house that has a chain link fence that's about 4 feet tall. I have not got an answer from the county as to how they want to protect me and my property that is in Diamond Bar from inviting the public into a park with my chain link fence. I'm really disturbed that they want to shove this project down everybody's throat and not give any kind of response about what they're going to do to my property, which resides in Diamond Bar. And that's why I'm here at the Diamond Bar Council, because I expect, as a citizen of Diamond Bar who pays taxes, I expect the council and the government of Diamond Bar to step up and say, look, you're putting Diamond Bar residents in peril. And that's what I expect from you. And if I can't get an answer from you guys, I really don't know where I'm going to go next. But how would any of you feel if your backyard had a 4-foot chain link fence and they put a public park right behind the back of your house? The back of people's houses are secured for a reason. That's for you to enjoy and have privacy. A golf course was one thing, but a public park where the public is asked to come in and use it, that's a whole different thing. And there's other concerns I have, and that is there's also behind my house, there's a gap between where Rowland Heights, it's maybe a path of maybe 10 feet wide, where Rowland Heights starts and where Diamond Bar begins. That path, if left open, is just going to be a magnet for crime. That path goes all the way down Calbourne. Not many people even know about it. You know who knows about it? The coyotes that use it. That's what, but what it is, it's a buffer that they left between old construction from Diamond Bar and new construction in Rowland Heights. I don't know where that wildlife is going to go. Is it going to be looking to live in my yard? Because there's a lot of wildlife there too. How is this going to impact me? I can't get any answers. The value of my house is also going to be impacted. When I tell people that they want to put a park behind my house, not near my house, that's a different story, but behind my house, they're like, oh my God, that's a crime magnet. And they're right, it is. Because crime has increased in the area in which I live. It's now the worst crime area in the city because they opened Project Room Key, and we had a lot of problems with that. A lot of transients, a lot of petty crimes, people putting tents at the end of the street in Roland Heights, which is the street right above me. We had problems, yet nobody wants to address any of this. It's also going to impact my street because they're going to put townhomes on Walnut Drive, which is a narrow street. It's not meant for heavy traffic. So those people trying to get to the freeway, if they're trying to go east, instead of going down Fairway, which is a major intersection, when things get crowded, they're going to go up Calbourne to get to Lemon to get on the freeway. Nobody wants to address that either. And we already have a speeding problem on Calbourne. And it's already used as a shortcut for Waze. So we already get a lot of traffic, more than a residential street should get. Again, none of these things are being addressed. And this is Diamond Bar property. This isn't Los Angeles County unauthorized or unincorporated area. This is Diamond Bar that's going to be affected. And I want to know what the council plans to do about this. I want to know how they're going to protect their residents. Because it's not just me. I may be the only one that showed up today, but I knocked doors, I passed out flyers, I spoke to all my neighbors, and I only found one person that was like, maybe a park would be okay. Everyone else didn't want it. Now, they should show up here just like me.
Thank you, Ms. Gentry. Thank you for your comment. We'll see if we can address that when all the comments are done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Cynthia Yu.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, city staff, and members of audience. My name is Cynthia Yu. I'm the intern community library manager for Diamond Bar Library. The library is still accepting entries for the How a Book Changed My Life essay contest. The essay contest is offered as part of the annual Read Together Diamond Bar event. Students aged from 13 to 18 are encouraged to write a letter to an author, living or dead, from any genre, fiction or nonfiction, contemporary or classic, explaining how that author's work changed their way of thinking about the world or themselves. There will be 3 winners. Each winner will receive a $300 cash prize. The essay contest is sponsored by the Diamond Bar Friends of the Library. The entry form can be picked up at the library, and letters are due by November 1st. And also this Saturday, please come support Diamond Bar Library and shop the Friends Gently Used Purse and Book Sale. Purses start as low as $1, and you can also fill a bag with books, DVDs, CDs for only $5. Sales will be at the City Hall's Windmill Room and will be run from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. All proceeds will be going toward programs and new materials for Diamond Bar Library. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Yu. Anyone else in the audience that wishes to make a public comment? Okay, I don't see any hands. Ms. Santana, is there anyone joining us on teleconference who is making a public comments, or have you received public comments via email?
We did not receive any emails for public comment tonight, and I do see someone on the line. If you would like to provide a public comment, please click on the raised hand icon in the Go To Webinar program. And no hands raised, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Therefore, I will close the public comments for this evening. Let me ask Mr. Fox, do you have a brief response to Ms. Gentry's comment about the parks and the associated problems that she's identified?
I'm not personally aware of any development proposals that the county is reviewing. We'll certainly reach out to the supervisor's office and find out what the status is and take a look. I don't know if our community development department has been had the opportunity to review or comment on any environmental documents, but I'm not aware of anything formally being submitted at this point for us to review.
Okay, Ms. Gentry does have something. Maybe you can, before you leave this evening, give that to our city manager so they have some point of reference so they can.
We probably need to approach the microphone and open up public comments again.
Okay, why don't we do that? Why don't you, Ms. Gentry, come on up and let's open up public comments. If you can, please give us a brief follow-up to.
Okay, I have talked to Steve Ty before. Actually, kind of know Steve Ty because I was friends with Bob Zerbees. I don't know if you guys remember him. I talked to Nancy Lyons because Steve Ty wouldn't return my call. And Stan Liu was copied on an email that I sent to the county. So you guys are aware of it. To say that nobody's aware of it is just not, it's disingenuous.
Let me just kind of put you on pause there. What we need from you are the documents, the planning documents, if you have them.
I do have them.
If you can please forward that or just hand it over to our staff so that they have the
I
relevant
would like to
information.
retain a copy for myself, so if they can make a copy, is that possible?
Oh, absolutely. We'll reach out to you, tomorrow. I can give you my card, and then we can touch base and figure out what you have, and we'll obviously figure out what where they're at in the process, and if we have the ability to comment on it. At this point, I would suspect, being an adjacent jurisdiction, that we would have the ability to comment on any environmental review document, which we would be able to address those concerns, or at least ask them to address those concerns.
Okay. All right. Would that be helpful?
Well, let me just say that I've asked the question. You don't need an environmental study to look at the fence. I will invite each and every one of you to my home. Come in my backyard. Come stand there and look at what I'll have to live with and how that will open me up. My property will no longer be safe. And because it will no longer be safe, it will no longer have value. I invite each and every one of you, please come to my house. You have my address.
I have your address here, and I don't want to publicize that on
Correct,
on the
but
record.
you have it.
But we have it.
And if anytime you guys want to come, you let me know. I work from home. I'm always there. You want to drop by, you want to see what I'm living with, I strongly suggest that you come.
All right, thank you. And please leave your documents so that, we have a starting point, and we'll get on that. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
All
All
right.
right, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Okay. That brings us to item number 3, schedule of future events. Let me turn that over to you, Mr. Fox.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. On the schedule of future events, we have the annual State of the City Address tomorrow evening, October 19th, at the Diamond Bar Center. Doors open at 6 p.m., and the program will begin at 6:30. Coffee with the Cop will be held on Tuesday, October 25th, 5:30 to 7:30 at the Mugs, 20657 Golden Springs Drive. The Planning Commission will meet on Tuesday, October 25th at 6:30 p.m. in the Windmill Community Room at City Hall, and may be attended virtually or in person. Also, join us on Saturday, October 29th at our annual Halloween party. Dress up your kids and pups in their favorite costume for a fun-filled morning of activities and treats from 9 a.m. to noon at Pantera Park. And our next City Council meeting will be held on Tuesday, November 1st at 6:30 p.m. here in the AQMD auditorium.
Okay, thank you. Lots going on. Thank you for that. Let's go on to item number 4, which is our consent calendar. Mr. Fox?
On the consent calendar this evening, you have approval of the minutes from the October 4th meeting, ratification of the check register dated September 28th through October 11th, approval of the September treasurer statement, and adoption of Resolution 2022-54 approving the continued use of teleconferencing options pursuant to AB 361. That concludes the consent calendar this evening.
Okay, excellent, thank you. Let me bring that all back to the dais. Does anyone wish to pull any of the items on the consent calendar, or will there be a motion with respect to all the items?
I'll move the consent calendar, Mayor.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Okay, so we have a motion by Councilmember Lyons and a second by Mayor Pro Tem Chow. Ms. Santana, would you help us by calling the roll?
Yes, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Liu?
Yes.
Councilmember Lyons?
Yes.
Councilmember Tai?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Chow?
Yes.
Mayor Lo?
Yes, thank you. Okay, motion passes 5-0. Item number 5, public hearings, we have none. Item number 6, we have council consideration, and that is item 6.1, Third Amendment to City Manager Employment Agreement. Can I turn that over to Mr. DeBerry?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor Lowe. This item is to consider a one-time contribution in the amount of $4,734 to the city's 457 deferred compensation plan on behalf of the city manager for the fiscal year 2022 to 2023. As you all know, you recently completed your performance evaluation of the city manager. And just by way of background, as you also well know, that the city manager has now been with us for 5 years, a little over 5 years. And at the end of the performance evaluation, that is the time that you would consider any changes to his contract. So with that, I'll turn it back to the City Council for action or any comments.
Okay, great. Before I turn that over for further discussion, let me just open up this item for public comment. Are there any members of the public who would wish to talk about this item before we decide? I see no hands or anyone in the audience that indicates they wish to speak on that. Ms. Santana, is there anyone on the phone joining us that wish to speak?
There is, and we also did not receive any emails for this item. And if anyone on the teleconference would like to comment on item 6.1, please click the raised hand icon in your GoToWebinar program. No hands raised, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Therefore, I'll close the public comment period as with respect to this item. Next, let me bring it back to my colleagues here on the council for questions and comments with respect to item number 6.1. Councilmember Lyons.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to say that separately, the entire City Council reviewed the performance of City Manager Fox separately, and then we got together and kind of looked at the whole year and what had been accomplished. And really, without exception, City Manager Fox got very high marks on everything he was measured on, and I think it's been a very good year, and I think this is very much deserved for him.
Thank you. Anyone else? Councilmember Tai.
Yeah, I would say that it's hard to believe when you look at it that you've been here for 5 years, Dan. It's, we are very fortunate to have Jim DeStefano as long as we had him, and we're very, very fortunate that with his guidance, we ended up selecting you, and you've done a terrific job. I've said it before that I think it's evidenced by staff and the staff that remains with that transition. And I can't tell you how much we appreciate you. Thank you very much for all your hard work.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember Tai. Anyone else? Mayor Pro Tem Chow.
I'll ditto what Councilmember Tai said.
Very succinct and to the point. Thank you. Anyone else?
Yes, we really appreciate the job you're doing and the staff. Thank you.
Thank you. And to reiterate, I agree with all of the comments. And indeed, Mr. Fox, you scored very highly in each of the relevant categories. So we really thank you. And we really appreciate your heart and your dedication to our city. So thank you. Will there be a motion with respect to item number 6.1?
Mayor, I'll move 6.1. Thank you.
I'll second that.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion by Councilmember Lyons and a second by Councilmember Tai. Ms. Santana, would you help us with the roll?
Yes, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Liu?
Yes.
Councilmember Lyons?
Yes.
Councilmember Tai?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Chow?
Yes.
Mayor Lo?
Yes, thank you. Unanimous, and thank you, Mr. Fox, and congratulations. Okay, item number 7, that brings us to council subcommittee reports and meeting attendance. Let me turn that over to Councilmember Liu to start us off.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank the staff today's meeting and presentation. This is a quick reminder. There is still time to turn in or enter the contest for the Dine and Win contest for all the receipts and dining that were during the restaurant week from the October 1st and 16th. And the deadline to enter is this Friday, October 21st. And then also look forward to seeing everyone at the State of the City address tomorrow. With that, I'll say good night.
Thank you. Councilmember Tai?
Thank you, Mayor. We do look forward to your presentation tomorrow night, Mayor, at Diamond Bar Center at 6:30. Is that correct? I thought that. And
Doors open at 6.
there you go. And I would like to invite anybody and everybody that can hear my voice tonight and between now and Saturday to the Red Ribbon Family Festival that will be hosted by the Walnut Valley Rotary Club. It commemorates Quique Camarena. I don't know if you remember him from several years ago, murdered in Mexico, and his wife Mika and his son have a nonprofit that is focused on fighting the war on drugs, and he made a difference, and so can all of us. It's October 22nd. That's this Saturday from 9 to 1 o'clock at Diamond Bar High School. Food trucks, booths, entertainment, lots of giveaways at every booth, and hope that you'll come and listen to what his family has to say. With that, I'll say goodnight and God bless you.
Thank you, Councilmember Tai. Councilmember Lyons?
Thank you, Mayor Lowe. Well, I'm very disappointed because I only made it to 11 restaurants, so I know my colleagues are disappointed with me as well, so put me down for just 11. But on a more positive note, last week I did make a presentation to the fourth graders at Quail Summit School, and I was asked to explain city government. So fortunately, Marcia Roa, our public information officer, helped me put together a really good but short presentation, and it went well, and there was a number of questions from the students, so I think that they were paying attention, and they asked some great questions. Staff, I think led by Anthony Santos, put together a very appropriate and festive lunch celebrating our public safety officers. And it was really terrific to get together in person, even if we were socially distanced after not being able to do this for 3 years. So staff, that was great. And Ms. Santana, would you put up that slide? Okay, there we go. This might be a little hard to read, but this is actually the slide that goes with the event that our interim library manager, Cynthia, was talking about, which is the Friends of the Library Gently Used purse sale, which takes place on Saturday. And there's actually almost 500 purses that'll be available for sale. Some of them are as low as $1, and then there's some brand new purses, including designer purses that are going to be priced about a third of what their retail is. So it's a great place to go and get something for yourself, or go and get Christmas gifts. So please consider it at the Windmill Room right there at City Hall. And I'll close by just saying that I do hope to see many of you at the State of the City. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem?
Thank you, Mayor. Like everybody said, I'm looking forward to the State of the City tomorrow. It's been a challenging but fulfilling year, and I can't wait to see all the things that we've done and hear your speech tomorrow night. So really looking forward to it. I want to congratulate Diamond Bar High School on winning the Branding Iron football game. That was a great game over at Walnut. I don't know if any of you had a chance to attend, but it was quite a nail-biter, and I'm glad we pulled it off and brought the Branding Iron home. This hasn't happened yet, but tomorrow the LA Division of Cal Cities, we're having a call with LA County to talk about a proposal that they have regarding a land bank pilot, and I'll bring back what we discussed to share with all of you, probably at the next council meeting. With that, I'll say goodnight.
Okay, thank you very much. Ms. Santana, can you put up the slide for there it goes. This is the event that all of us were talking about. That is the State of the City address, which really is set for tomorrow, and I would like to invite our community to join me and members of our city council to this event. It's kind of a neat way to wrap up what we've done and kind of look forward, and the idea is that we're investing in our future. I think that we shouldn't be stagnant, but we're always forward-looking, and so hopefully That's what we'll be talking about, and it's a good place to meet your friends and neighbors as well. So please come and join us. The doors will open at 6. We're going to start the program at 6:30, and let's fill up the Diamond Bar Center. It's been a while, so it's time to kind of get back together. The next slide is, as mentioned by our city manager, here it is. It's our Halloween party, and that is scheduled for October 27th. It's the following Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12. There'll be games, crafts, prizes, and my favorite event, which is the doggy costume contest. So bring your doggies, dress them up, and it'll be lots of fun. So I hope to see you there. And I hope that you have a safe and fun Halloween week before we see each other again. And I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow at the State of the City address. And with that, I will say goodnight, and I'm adjourning the meeting at 6:59 p.m. Thank you.